This is the book of Second Esdras, 6 verse 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show those tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. Verse 21. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months, 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. Verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be empty. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, of whom I learn from daily. Shut up, damn it. Healthy shalom to the brothers out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. Okay, so right now you have this thing. Bear with me. All right, Salaki, I got rudely interrupted yet again. Okay, but let's continue on. All right, I just read verse 22. All right, yeah, verse 23. All right, because what you have going on here, I'm gonna play a clip, and it's gonna become sort of clear what their plan was. But Esau Edom is the damn devil, and he thinks for some reason, and he's gonna recapture the Israelites and put their asses back in captivity. But that's what a lot of people don't understand is we are in the land of our captivity. All right, we got to do what we got to do. We understand that, and we're still yet to stay in our captivity. As Baruch 3 and verse 8. We're gonna read that. I read that a lot. A lot of jakes don't understand that shit. We're educated. We're this and there. But you still in the land of your captivity. Didn't the scriptures very plainly tell you? What did it tell you? In the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and get it. Okay? And then I'll play that clip, and you'll understand what Trump's plan was. Matter of fact, even before that, what his plan was. All right? Yeah, damn it. These dogs, man. Okay, here we go. Let's see, in the land of their captivity. Spelled that wrong? No, I read that. I spelled it correctly. All right, yeah. Baruch 3 and verse 8. Here it is right here. For I knew that they would not hear me. And the Jakes are not listening, man. They trying to worship God and Mammon, which is, Mammon is the God, a money god, if you will, an entity. All right. The worship of money. You can't do that. They're trying to get the bag, whatever they say in the world. Baruch 2 and verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, you hear that? They shall remember themselves. The scriptures very plainly told you in the land of their captivities. We can go back and read it. After 3 days and a half, the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua fell upon them, and great fear fell upon them that saw them. All right? They stood upon their feet in the sides of the north, right? Okay? So let's go back to, what was that? Second Esdras. I'm going to play the clip. Salakia, if you can make it this far, you're going to see exactly what their plan was. All right, thinking that these farmers, these farmers voted against their own self, man. And you got this thing with J.D. Vance called Acre Trader. All right, so their whole plan was to do what? Was to kick out the Northern Kingdom. All right, which is basically making the agriculture world go round. Who the hell else you think is gonna be was picking them? All the fruits and vegetables. And who the hell else you think was doing that shit? Yeah, damn well a Southern Kingdom ain't gonna do it. All right, and on top of that, Esau Edom, he ain't even thought about doing it. All right, so what they have done is deported, all the agricultural workers and home builders and all that shit. And now what do you got? These farmers protested this shit. But what did Trump say? Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and go to it. Let me show you this clip. Let me show you what exactly
I think that it's a known fact that there are over 4 million unemployed Americans in the same age group as those that are DACA recipients, that over 950,000 of those are African American in the same age group, over 870,000 unemployed Hispanics in the same age group. Those are large groups of people that are unemployed that could possibly have those jobs.
A farm in Louisiana has contracted a staffing agency group to help them find employees, to pick blueberries on their farm. I wonder who these people voted for, and I wonder what happened to all their employees. But let's look at the criteria, the requirements for this employment. So this is a 3-month contract from May to July. You will be working 7 days a week. So you will work every day for 3 months. You will work 9 to 10 hours a day for $11 per hour. And I looked at this little small town city in Louisiana, and it's in the 80s. So for 3 months straight, you're gonna be working 7 days a week. You're gonna work every day for 10 hours a day for $11 per hour. I see why they needed a staffing agency. We already know that this is a town that went red, that voted for Trump. And now they don't have any employees. And I'm almost positive most of their employees were probably immigrants, some undocumented, some documented. And I hope the ones that do have their papers, that do have their citizenship or whatever, I hope that they don't work anymore. I hope that they quit. Make these farmers pick their own damn blueberries, okay? Because this requirement, to work here is actually crazy. It's actually crazy, and nobody should have to work 7 days per week in 90-degree weather every freaking day for $11. That's crazy. Pick your own damn blueberries. This is what y'all get. You're in your F around and find out season, and you want to know what's going to happen, what I believe is going to happen? Slave labor is going to be prison labor. Pretty soon these farmers are going to start making deals with prisons and stuff like that, and they're going to have those prisoners out there picking strawberries and blueberries. Watch, that's what's gonna happen.
Look, here comes the consequences of my actions chasing me right now. I don't want no consequence. I don't want no consequences chasing me right now.
So a lot of people may have missed it, but have y'all seen this? So first, let me describe what you're seeing. What you are seeing is a protest by Maine farmers. These are people, by and large, who voted for and supported Donald Trump. While Kamala won the state of Maine, and she won it by not the margins that you would typically see when there was a clear difference between what Donald Trump was saying and what Kamala was saying. He won, Donald Trump won this specific district where there is a significant population of rural voters and farmers. So this is how the news in Maine explain this situation.
The Department of Agriculture has angered those who work on small farms across the state.
Political reporter Kate McCusker heard from Maine's farmers who gathered to protest in Augusta today.
With some arriving on tractors and one even carrying a bucket of manure, today Maine farmers gathering to protest recent cuts by the Trump administration. Several farmers from across the state spoke out against recent cuts by the U.S. Department of Agriculture to school lunch programs and food banks. They say federal funding is crucial for small farmers to sustain their business. Some say they've already invested money that the federal government had promised to reimburse them for, or have signed contracts to support them. And overall, they say the uncertainty and confusion is hurting the industry.
This is not a partisan issue for me. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a Mainer who thinks we need farms and farmers to feed people in our state.
So Maine farmers, help me to do the math here. 1 + 1 = 2.
Today, our cities are flooded with illegal aliens. Americans are being squeezed out of the labor force and their jobs are taken. By the way, you know who's taking the jobs that are created? 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens. And you know who's being hurt the most by millions of people pouring into our country? The black population and the Hispanic population, because they're taking the jobs from our black population, our Hispanic population, and they're also taking them from unions. The unions are suffering because of it.
All right. So, hey, you mean to tell me they didn't have a game plan? You know, and when I'm talking I'm talking to those Edomite farmers. Well, these damn farms have been in their family for 300-400 years, man. You mean to tell me they didn't have any kind of game plan? All right. If they knew exactly what they were voting for, because Trump plainly told them, I'm going to deport upwards of 14 million people. And each and every one of those people, you know, for the main part, if you will, were what? Israelites. That was made America's economy. It's $1 trillion economy, man. I put $1 trillion into America's economy, to Babylon's economy. Okay, so you mean to tell me these farmers didn't have an exit plan or a game plan to replace the labor force? Do you see what I'm saying? Of course they did. That was that Trump dog whistle that said, "Well, hey, look, we'll deport them," and really what they voted on was the ancient hatred that Esau has against Jacob, man. Okay, so Trump said, "Look, don't worry about it. We got a workforce here. We just make the niggas slaves again." That's exactly what it is. You saw that, $11 per hour, 7 days a week for 3 months, 10 hours a day. Revelation 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And yes, a lot of jakes they just don't get it, man, that we are yet to stay in our captivity. And we do have to go to the enemy in want of all things, in nakedness and thirst, all that shit. Scripture said he would put a yoke of iron upon their neck until he have destroyed these. So he thinks, for some reason in his mind, thought that Jake ain't gonna do that shit. Man, Jake ain't gonna do that shit, man. And when I say Jake, I'm talking about Southern Kingdom Jakes. They ain't gonna do that shit. The scripture talks about the Northern Kingdom working hard. Okay? Baruch 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord Yahweh, our power. See? In his little pea brain, Edomite weasel, red-handed mind, he thought the niggas are just gonna come and work. That's slave labor. $11 a damn hour. Come on, man. Shit. Sarad makes more than that. It's 441. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. All right, and all roads lead to the MOTB, man. It's clear to see it. See hip, damn it. 2 Peter 2 verse 18. For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness, those that were clean escape from them who live in error. Okay? Verse 19, while they promise them liberty, life, liberty, happiness, justice, they themselves are the servants of corruption. You see that? For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage. Okay? So, hey, when they claim, and the scriptures say claiming peace and safety, you know, hey, we're for the blacks. We're for the, and he said Latinos. But nigga, them, that's Northern Kingdom. They the ones that make the agricultural world go round. Behold, we are yet to stay in our captivity, Northern and Southern Kingdom. And screw each and every one of you BOIs. You a dumbass. Micah 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. And at the same time, what you got? The figure that they keep putting out there is 106 so-called Eve, black woman jobs lost, but it's more like 300,000. Okay? So what they do is dangling a carrot in front of your face and telling you this and telling you that. Black for Trump. Right? And it's at the same time destroying your brother. And they did a damn good job separating and telling Northern and Southern Kingdom that you're nothing alike. The hatred is there, man. You know? And you niggas are going to get it for that shit. You're not supposed to hate your own damn brother, man. All right? See? If a man walking in the spirit of falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people. Okay? I will surely assemble, O Jacob, all of thee. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel. I will put them together as sheep of Bozrah. That's another word for America. All right, as the flock in the midst of their fold, and they shall make great noise by reason of multitude of men. See? Okay? And this enemy, this damn devil, is got you basically tricked. Read this and I'll close out. Psalm 50, verse 14. Offer unto power, the Most High Yahweh, thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High. Not this world, fuck this place. Look at it. Look at what they're doing. You've been duped. All right, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, thou shalt glorify me. And that's right. All right, daily. Anyhow, I just want to bring that quick little lesson out, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And every chance you get, chant this place down. Kwam Yasharala and Wa Abai Ball. They really thought they was going to get their slaves back. You know, not knowing that we still here. Shalom.